Why will most men die nobodies? Because they choose to. Most men spend their lives hiding in comfort, drowning in distraction, chasing pleasures that leave nothing behind. They trade their legacy for convenience, their strength for ease, their destiny for silence. The world does not forgive that weakness, it forgets it. And if you don't want to be forgotten, then listen closely, because it begins with the truth about weak men. Most men live quiet, wasted lives. They talk about change, they dream of power, they imagine respect. But when the moment comes to act, they fold. They wake late, they waste hours, they fill the silence with excuses, and every day the fire inside them grows smaller. That's the truth. Most men will die without leaving a mark, forgotten by the world, remembered by no one. Their names are carried only by tombstones no one visits. Why? Because weakness is invisible. The weak man is never noticed. The weak man has no weight. He bends, he breaks, he disappears. But here's the part that should keep you awake tonight. You are not different from them, unless you choose to be. Every excuse you make, every comfort you take, every hour you waste, moves you closer to their fate. And if that doesn't scare you, it should. Because the world does not wait for weak men, it buries them. And nothing buries a man faster than comfort. Comfort is the most elegant trap a man will ever walk into. It feels safe, warm, and deserved. It whispers to you that you've worked hard enough, that you've earned the right to rest, that you can build your future tomorrow. But comfort lies. Comfort steals. Every night wasted in front of a screen, every drink poured to dull the edge, every morning you hit the snooze button. Comfort is draining the strength you should be building. It doesn't take it all at once. It robs you slowly, quietly, so you don't even notice until years are gone. And here's the truth. Comfort kills kings before they're ever crowned. The man who seeks pleasure over discipline has already surrendered. He looks alive, but his ambition is dead. He laughs in the moment, but his future is gone. Comfort does not make you safe, it makes you soft. And when the world comes for you, softness will never save you. If you let comfort rule you, it will bury you just as surely as weakness. And when that happens, you won't just die forgotten. You'll die knowing you never even tried to fight for more. And when comfort rules you, emotion owns you. Most men are slaves, but not to chains or prisons. They are slaves to their emotions. Anger decides for them, lust decides for them, fear decides for them, envy decides for them. Every decision is made by impulse, not by discipline. And that is why most men are predictable. You can insult them and watch them explode. You can deny them and watch them collapse. You can tempt them and watch them surrender. Emotionally, men believe they are strong because they feel deeply. But the truth is harsher. Emotion makes them weak. Emotion makes them easy. Emotion makes them controlled by anyone who knows where to push. If I can trigger you, I can own you. If the world can trigger you, it can break you. And once you are predictable, your enemies already know the ending. The emotional man is not feared. He is manipulated. He is not respected. He is played like a game. The man who cannot master his emotions will die a nobody. Because a slave to emotion cannot build, cannot plan, cannot lead. He reacts until the day he collapses. And if emotion owns you, predictability will destroy you. A predictable man is already dead. His fate is sealed before he even enters the room. Everyone knows what he will say, how he will react, and when he will break. He has no mystery, no power, no presence. He is an open book in a world that burns books when they're no longer useful. Think about it. When your face reveals every thought, when your emotions leak through every word, when your habits are obvious and your moves are routine, you are no longer a threat. You are a target. You are the easiest man to control, the easiest man to defeat, the easiest man to forget. This is the coffin of most men. Predictability. They never learn to control their face. They never learn to master silence. They never learn to hide their storms inside. And because of that, they lose before the game even begins. But the man who is unreadable cannot be steered. The man who is silent cannot be predicted. The man who reveals nothing becomes dangerous, because in the silence others will reveal themselves first. Most men will die nobodies because they make themselves predictable. They live as open coffins, waiting to be closed. And the only way out of that coffin is to take the pain that life gives you and turn it into fuel. Life will hurt you, it will strip you, betray you, break you in ways you never thought possible. You will lose people, you will lose chances, you will lose battles you thought you couldn't lose. Pain is the one thing every man is guaranteed, and this is where most men fall. They drown in their pain. They hide from it with bottles, pills, distractions, and lies. They collapse under the weight, convinced the suffering means their story is over. But pain does not end a man, it introduces him. Here's the difference. Weak men bleed out from pain, strong men sharpen it into a weapon. Pain is fuel if you know how to use it. Every scar is a lesson, every loss is an advantage, every wound is a chance to build something harder inside of you. Most men die nobodies because they never turn their pain into power. They waste it, they bury it, they beg to escape it instead of bending it into strength. But the man who harnesses pain becomes unstoppable. He doesn't run from it, he hunts it. He doesn't numb it, he absorbs it. And when the world tries to break him, he uses the very pressure meant to destroy him as the blade that cuts his path forward. Pain is not your enemy, pain is your beginning, and only discipline can turn pain into empire. Discipline is the line between men who are remembered and men who are erased. Most men wait for motivation, as if it will come knocking on their door. They waste their best years waiting for the right time, and the right time never comes. Discipline doesn't wait. Discipline doesn't ask. Discipline moves whether you feel like it or not. It wakes you before the sun. It pushes you when you're tired. It keeps you working when everyone else is celebrating, and that is why most men will never taste it. They want the results without the sacrifice. They want the crown without the crucifixion. But listen carefully, every empire was built on discipline, not on dreams. The man who repeats the hard work every day without applause, without praise, without shortcuts, that man becomes untouchable. While others waste time chasing women, chasing likes, chasing parties, he is stacking bricks, building foundations, writing his name in stone. Most men will die nobodies because they choose comfort over discipline. They live for pleasure, and they die with regret. But the man who serves discipline becomes a legend. He owns himself, and because of that, he owns the future. Discipline is the only proof of greatness, but even discipline is nothing without strategy. Every man will face betrayal. It may come from a friend, a partner, or even family. It cuts deeper than any knife because it comes from someone you once trusted. Most men cannot handle it. They lash out, they scream, they fight, they burn everything down in a storm of rage, and in that moment they lose more than they were ever robbed of. The emotional man believes he is powerful when he explodes, but he is only proving his weakness. Anger makes him sloppy, pride makes him blind, revenge makes him reckless. He becomes predictable, and the man who is predictable is already defeated. But the man who lives by strategy is different. He does not rush, he does not show his hand. He smiles, he waits, and he plans. He lets his enemies feel safe. He lets them believe they have won. And then, when the time is right, he moves once. Clean, cold, final. Strategy is patience sharpened into a blade. Strategy is revenge without emotion. Strategy is winning without noise. Most men will die nobodies because they act without a strategy. They let their emotions decide their wars, and emotions always lose. But the man who chooses strategy over impulse cannot be defeated. Revenge is not rage. Revenge is chess, and strategy only matters if you can handle pressure. Pressure is where most men are exposed. It's easy to act strong when life is soft, when money flows and nothing tests you. But the moment pressure arrives, the debt, the failure, the heartbreak, most men collapse. They beg for comfort. They search for escape. But pressure is not your enemy. It is the forge. It crushes the soft, but it crowns the strong. The man who breathes under its weight becomes harder than the world around him. Coal under pressure becomes diamond. Men under pressure become kings. Most men will die nobodies because they avoid it. They run from the storm, and when it finds them, they shatter. But the man who embraces pressure becomes unstoppable. Pressure doesn't break kings, it crowns them. And when the pressure ends, only one thing remains: your legacy. Noise is cheap. Legacy is priceless. Most men spend their lives chasing noise, parties, likes, applause. They want to be seen, but they never build anything worth remembering. The moment they're gone, so is the noise. Legacy is different. Legacy is quiet. It's built in the hours when no one is watching, in the sacrifices no one claps for, in the discipline no one praises. Legacy is work stacked on work until it cannot be erased. Most men will die nobodies because they never aim beyond themselves. They live for attention, not impact. They leave behind nothing but debt, wasted time, and forgotten words. But the man who chooses legacy over noise becomes immortal. His name survives him. His work speaks when he can no longer. His story echoes because he lived for more than a moment. The loud man dies forgotten. The disciplined man lives forever. So the only question left is this: on which side will you die? Most men will die nobodies. They will die faceless and forgotten because they chose comfort over discipline, emotion over control, and pleasure over purpose. The world will erase them the moment they're gone. But you are still alive, and that means you have a choice. Follow them into nothingness, or rise above them by living with control, silence, and relentless discipline. The path will demand sacrifice. It will strip away your comforts. It will test you under pressure. But if you endure, you will not die a nobody. You will die remembered. You will die respected. You will die a man who mattered. Most men will die nobodies, but you don't have to. Refuse weakness. Refuse comfort. Refuse waste. Plan. Move. Win.